The golden rays of the evening sun filtered through the lace curtains of the cozy little cafe at the corner of Maple Street. It was a serene autumn evening, the kind where the air was crisp yet comforting, filled with the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee and cinnamon pastries. Chanel sat by the window, her fingers nervously tracing the rim of her cappuccino cup. She had rehearsed this conversation 100 times in her head, but now that the moment had arrived, her heart pounded relentlessly in her chest. Across from her, Camryn sat with an easy smile, oblivious to the turmoil bubbling beneath Chanel's composed exterior. The two had been best friends since childhood, bound by years of laughter, shared secrets, and midnight calls. But lately, Chanel had been struggling with a truth she could no longer contain. "Camryn," she started softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "There's something I need to tell you." Camryn, sipping her vanilla latte, raised an eyebrow, a flicker of curiosity dancing in her brown eyes. "Of course, Chanel. You know you can tell me anything." Chanel inhaled deeply, willing herself to push past the nerves that threatened to silence her. "I've been holding on to this for a long time, and I don't know how to say it without making everything awkward between us, but I need to be honest." A moment of silence stretched between them. Outside, the world continued as it always had. Cars rolled by, leaves drifted lazily from trees, and people hurried past in their own little worlds. But within the cafe, within that very booth, time seemed to pause. Camryn leaned forward, setting her cup down. "Chanel, whatever it is, just say it. It's me. I promise nothing will change." A humorless chuckle escaped Chanel's lips. "That's the thing, Cam. Everything has already changed for me. I think I've fallen for you." The words hung in the air like a delicate thread, fragile and vulnerable. Chanel held her breath, bracing herself for the response that would determine the course of their friendship. Camryn's eyes widened, and for a brief second, she said nothing. Then, to Chanel's surprise, a soft smile spread across her face. "Chanel?" Chanel's heart clenched. She wasn't sure if that smile was one of understanding or rejection. "It's okay if you don't feel the same," she rushed to say, her hands gripping the edge of the table. "I just needed you to know." Camryn reached across the table, her fingers lightly brushing against Chanel's. "Chanel, you have no idea how long I've been hoping you'd say this." Chanel's breath hitched. "Wait, what?" Camryn chuckled softly, her gaze warm and affectionate. "I've had feelings for you too, but I was afraid of ruining what we have. I didn't want to lose you." Relief, disbelief, and overwhelming joy swirled within Chanel, crashing over her like a tidal wave. "You feel the same?" Camryn nodded, her grip on Chanel's hand tightening just a bit. "Yes. And I think we've both been holding this in for far too long." Chanel let out a shaky laugh, her eyes glistening. "So, what now?" Camryn squeezed her hand reassuringly. "Now we stop being